And let me sort of run you through a couple of images from what we do. Wilderness Films India is something it's a quarter century old now, and we set this up to archive. I don't know why we were doing it initially, but now we realize over time that we were actually archiving India and the Himalaya as we saw it then and all the changes that have taken place. So now we call this project a visual mapping of the Indian subcontinent. And we're actually putting together high-definition imagery on every aspect of India. And we've got some of our team people around here who are also part of that project and doing this on an ongoing basis. And we're actually archiving every aspect of India, from dances and musical forms to every species of bird, flower, and animal, every sanctuary, national park, aerials, underwater, towns, cities, cultural practices, pilgrimages. And it's all available now online. We've got about 10,200 films online. It's an ongoing enterprise, and it's going to go on going forward. Let me show you some imagery. So can we have that little video, please? Just a sort of range of vignettes and imagery from some of the work we've been doing, tying into the sort of geography that Rajeshi and folks before me have spoken about. Audio is not coming, but I guess. This is the Teesta in its early stages, just as it's sort of starting out as a river. Piece of real estate in the Himalaya has alternated between the Himalayan barbets and a local population of rock bees. And while the barbets nested in it 1 year and successfully reared a brood of chicks, the rock bees took over shortly after, once their breeding season got over, and didn't allow the barbets to come back the next breeding season in spring, when they wanted to once again breed there. This has come to Landau now. This nest hole is right at the top of the ridge here, so someone wants to see it. It's right up there. We've been following it for a decade now. Just near Deodar's entrance, and Cozy Nook and Deodar. It's right there. One of my favorite stories centers around a nest cavity in the tree trunk of a toon tree in Landau, a small hill station town in the western Himalayan state of Uttarakhand. I call this nest hole the most valuable piece of Himalayan real estate. I've been following this excavated nest hole cavity for 9 years now, and each breeding season brings with it a new story. In the first season of my study, a large group of Himalayan rock bees had possession of the nest hole. The following year, in the early spring, along came a pair of Himalayan barbets. They used their large heavy beaks to enlarge the opening of the tree cavity, shaped it into a perfect circle, and managed to oust the rock bees with the help of their large beaks. In an amazing turn of events, the rock bees claimed it back the following season, once the barbets had abandoned it, unsuccessfully raising a brood within. However, a colony of wasps had somehow started eyeing it as well. Even as the rock bees took possession of the nest hole, the wasps kept a small army of sentinels hovering at the entrance, buzzing a few inches from the nest hole in the air, hoping to get a foothold into this prime residential abode. For a full 3 years, the wasps remained mid-air, hoping to claim possession of the real estate. The wasps would retain vigil throughout the daylight hours,